morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, we've been watching the tornadoes and the bad weather in the south this morning, of course. And, yeah, some people are not having a good time. But it's the opportunity to pray, to agree with God on a situation, as I teach you all the same thing. Red Wagon, good morning. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're well. More than well, actually. It's been a minute here, yeah. Yeah, Louisiana got pummeled, and Mississippi's getting pummeled, and the Deep South. Linda Sway. Good morning. Nice to see you. Watching without audio, huh? Okay. Yeah, anyway. Good morning to you. Good morning, Timmy. Good morning, Plow King. Good morning, Susan. Good morning. 42's in the house. Hope the game was great. I don't know what happened, so please tell me what happened. Rockabob 76. Good morning. Good morning, Red Wagon. Good morning, Quake. Cat UT. And good morning, New Brunswick, Canada guy, better known as Canuck. And good morning to Big T-shirt Billy with the big belly eating the beans. Good morning to Lake Girl 19. Say hi to your hubby and, yeah, just say hi to your hubby. Good morning, Croatian Dude 96. Nice to see you again, buddy. Simply Sue, just Simply Sue, better known as Schultzy. Love you, sister. Hope you're staying up and hanging out with us. Doc Rock 18, good morning to you, bud. And the weather's kind of coming your way, but it's still a little ways away. Let's see. Denise in the UK, good morning to you, sister. How's that weather that you had last week, huh? Cold. King of Snarls. Snarly's out there. How you doing? How you doing, old Snarly? And, yeah, good morning to the rest of you. Linda's Way. Linda's Way. Yeah, it's always Linda's Way. You know that. Ain't your way, it's Linda's way. Anyway, we're tracking storms going north-northeast, coming out of Louisiana, coming out of the Delta. Yeah, and we're keeping an eye on those things. Look at our Baton Rouge, got a little, dump on it. And whatever that big lake was, I forget the name of that lake, but yeah, that thing got pretty pummeled too. Let me see if I can zoom it out. Like Pontchartrain. Yeah. Came off Pontchartrain and then kind of going north-northeast and towards Hattiesburg and Wiggins, Louisiana and Mississippi. So Gulfport's getting pummeled, and Biloxi, Moss Point, Pascagoula. Also, there's strong winds in Bay St. Louis and Diamond Head. All of these areas, you should be taking precautions and getting yourself out of danger. Especially Wiggins and Hattiesburg area, Mobile, a little bit later from now, but it'll come your way. Meridian, and looking up there to Montgomery and Tuscaloosa here in the afternoon. So be aware, the strong set of storms is pretty good, significant. On a satellite, I know you're not seeing it yet, but I will show you. On a satellite, it shows pretty mean stuff, so let me get it ready for you. Yeah. And it's the only series of storms I think they're going to come out of the area today. So, excuse me here, continental, regional sectors. There we go. Particle size, upper level. There we go. All right, so let me make sure that that's not on again. And go to this page here. I'll show you. Texas right here got hit pretty good. Louisiana Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. And the show me state's getting nothing. Jeez, what's going on, man? Now make sure dry weather and wet weather is creating this problem. We're looking at the upper levels right now as they pass right through here. Texas got hit pretty good. Lower levels, let's check that out. A lot of dry there, and then boom. Some storms going across, a line of them going across. It's so weird, I'm telling you. It's so weird to watch a storm do that. Like, almost as though it was a line. Look, see, there's this line right here. Right? A wall, right? And you can see it move right along. And then you see these are created out of something down here. It really interests me to understand why. You can see all the, like, I don't know, scales or whatever, waves, boom, 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 right? But they're all coming out of something that's generated them down here. You know, for those people who are into that kind of sort of thing, you know. And then here's something, whatever it is, it's moving up the coast, right? And I can never figure out what the hell it is. But there's, like, you can see right along this line here, there's something in the atmosphere, like this created it here. Still right off the line there. Whatever it is, it's creating some wild weather, you know, as it backs off. You can see a line here. There's more striations down this way. You know, that's the lower level in the ozone. I don't know what it will look like. Yeah, well, not a whole lot, right? Cloud top phase. Yeah. Mid-level. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like a bubble, right? There's a big bubble right here. It's always interested me, weather has, you know, there's these things that happen on our planet. It's probably why I like doing what I do. You can see some more something right here. And there's a little pressure right there. And it just, boom, it really kicks off. There's a lot of energy. Where does that come from? I mean, why? Heat, moisture. But why is it coming out of, like, this little spot here that just travels in? All these storms are kicked off of it. You know, it's just mind-boggling to me. If I click on the dirty, you can see where we're at right now. But this is where it came from. You know, it just blew up. Went through Louisiana, upper Louisiana, Tennessee, Arkansas, and then it died out. But the next phase right through here, right? And then you can see how there's like this line of energy. It just creates itself out right there. See how these blew up? Why didn't they blow up over here? Why right there? There's something that's, I don't know, man. And you just see them, and it's almost like a diamond or an angle right there, almost a triangle, but I'm not going to say triangle. Oh, I did. Anyway, just wild. How that, don't you have, when you look at the clouds, how did they get created? Why? Condensation, hot air rising, low air, sinking. I got some of the mechanics, but to me it's like, wow. It's like, what, right through here, there's like a dead zone, right? And if I just do it, you'll see it like it splits up and the clouds don't go there. and it's stationary. But the clouds aren't stationary. You know, it's like, what? Just crazy, man. Why the waves in the atmosphere change and then they don't? Let me see. Upper level. See if I can see it on the upper level. Yeah, this band right here, this blue band, right? There's another one behind. Lower level. Pocket of heat, you know, dry air. Another band coming in. Just a trip. Yeah, just a really big trip for me. Wave on wave, right? Yeah, I know it happens in a spring quake, Cat. It's not the reason I'm saying that. I just think it trips me out. You know, it's the mechanics of it, but it's almost like there's something like that's creating it, you know, that's invisible, that it's like a seed or something, you know. Like right here, there's hardly anything, right? There's nothing there now. But right there, it was all of a sudden. This is the upper level. Lower level, sorry. And then bang, it starts to really kick up. And then it's like, it stays right here. While all this weather's moving, right, whatever it is, stays right there, and it's generating it. And then it clashes with this one. And then it gets moved on, or it turns off, or whatever. It's almost like this sector was attached to something moving in. And then once it got there, then it was released. It's wild. I think the storms are powered by magnetic field lines, otherwise known as lineaments. But you need cold and hot air netting too to get the tornadoes. But the tornadoes always move south, west to northeast, like the lineament lines on the East Coast. Yeah, I'm inclined to think that, but I didn't want to say it because I was like, well, what's going on here? It's like something's generating them almost, you know. I remember the super tornado in Xenia, Ohio. Have driven through there many times. Yeah. That's pretty crazy, right? I was watching a video on Xenia, Ohio outbreak, a super outbreak. Yeah. You can see chapter 2 back on day on firms. All right. This is firms. You can see chart. What's chart there, buddy? You maybe you made a misspell, but you see this coming in, and there's some fires in here. I'll wait for him to respond. I'm talking with Canuck right now. He says, limit line charged. Yeah, I mean, I'm not suggesting HARP, unless they know how to manipulate unless you know how to manipulate the magnetic lineaments, and maybe they do. Maybe they. I want to get into conspiracy stuff, not on this channel anyway. Hoping the bad weather doesn't make it up to Michigan, where I am. Yeah. Show me the link there, Quake Cat, about the dam. You have to do it for 2 days to see the charge. Okay, bud. 7 days. No, I just do it. 2 days. All right. 24 hours. Today. Yeah, I'm more inclined to think like that it's coming from, well, I think HAARP's like up here. And does it go all the way down the coast like that? I do think it comes out of British Columbia, Edmonton area, Alberta, and travels at a north, west to southeast line. I do believe that. But it could be one of the wheel things. I forget what it's called. Somebody please help me out. I'm going to write it down. But when you look at a wheel, you drive down the road and you look at the guy's wheel next to you and it looks like it's spinning backwards. That effect, that could be what's happening here. It's fading through here. I forget what it's called. 2 tornadoes with debris. All right. Yeah, right down here. Tornado, Louisiana, 27 minutes ago. I'm not getting a warning, though. Okay, now we do have the 2 tornadoes here. Yeah. Pikachu or what is it? Picayune. Pikachu. Picayune, watch out. Get down there, man. Diamond Head, get down there. Battle St. Louis. Get down to Gulfport. Get your butt in a protected place. Do it now. I-59 corridor, boom. I-10. Get yourselves, and before Wiggins, Wiggins, you ought to be doing that already. In Hattiesburg, same thing. Moss Point, it's coming your way. What's out here? Lucidale. Yeah. Pascagoula. River Wilderness. Come on now. Get your butts in safety, man, will you? Please. All right. I'll pause it. I got it. All right. As we're talking about how these things happen, and the question is does man indirectly or directly contribute to weather change? And specifically, NEXRAD, those big round doohickeys that look at the weather and look at the plains across the U.S. and Canada and the world for that matter, and do they somehow attract bad storms coupled with moisture in the air and heat, radar, in the atmosphere, and you mix it with cold air, kaboom. Yeah. It's kind of like throwing hot coffee in when you're 20 below, you throw it up and it just turns to steam, brown steam, kind of like the poo that gets in from the doo-doo. It goes put in the ground. I'm not completely sure. They do have something called cloud seeding. I know that's been around a long time. Yeah, I agree with you, Croatian dude. That's kind of why I opened this door just a little bit. Not trying to say conspiratorial stuff, but like they're doing it on purpose. They want the South to flood. I'm not sure about any of that, but I don't know. It's very odd to see, like I was telling you earlier, on this channel here, to see upper level. Oh, maybe just dirty. Dirty will maybe show it a little better. A lot of people watching it and then pushing play. It's odd to see right here, right there in the middle of Texas, and then something kick up that's down here that moves along, and then all the storms just kind of peek out of that. It's almost like something's charged up. Like the opposite's out here. It eats it up. Where it eats it at one spot, then sends it another. Like, watch out here. Now watch how it eats. It eats it up and it disappears. Yet it kicks up over here. Men playing God, that's what you think, Linda? They're trying to manipulate the charging, I think, but it ends up balancing itself in other ways. Like how the magnetosphere works. Yeah. I mean, we've always had tornadoes. I mean, so it's not like we've not always had tornadoes. You should try to find a map that shows actual fronts moving and colliding. True. And I think... I don't know if this will do it. Goes derive. That's composite radar. Wrap analysis. There you go. Here's the low pressure moving on up with another one. There's a bunch of overlays here, so watching the dip, the low pressure come on down, and then see where the low pressure is here. The low pressure gradients. Well, yes, I heard about the Vietnam one there, dude. I agreed. No. I said we've always had. Yeah, we've always had tornadoes. So, I'm not sure how much I mean, I think, they can manipulate to some degree. But maybe... I mean, these NEXRADs, they create a lot of heat. They kill birds. And everybody's talking about the windmills. Now, I watched a freaking big old bird get nailed by a windmill the other day. And I said, why the hell did it fly there? It can't see the thing coming? So I guess it was looking at the ground and it got its wing chopped off. Well, El Nino is passing through. Conditions now change one between the other. Couple of for years long before that span. Yeah. Now I remember in the 60s, in the 50s. Sorry, not that old. The the 70s, I was probably 72, 73. It rained 45 days straight where I lived, and I thought Noah was coming to get me. It's like, hey man, we need the ark, and Noah's ark, and it's like, well, we tripped, but that was an El Nino, and so they've always happened. But I wonder just how much more intense. I'm not a fatalist. Question you said there are things becoming unstable, more unpredictable. Of course, loss of seasons, future is grim. You can rule spring and autumn off, and the first off the list, near future, winter wise, already happening around here. Instance, decade ago. Yeah, I can see that the Earth is warming. Yeah. To some degree, and in some degrees, it's not warming. I mean, the climate, is there climate change? I think we have to admit that there's, look at this weather across the whole map. Is it changing? Sure the hell is. But does that mean it's nefarious? Does that mean it's the end of the world? No. Yeah, it all comes from the sun and its beaver. Thank you, Susan. Ching Ching China came up with a 5.7. Windmills give off electromagnetic fields, so too that the mess with birds and animals, probably people too. Yeah, the electromagnetic fields. Yeah, I mean, I saw an article where, it was an article or some channel came on, and it said that NASA owns the interior side of the, pyramids, and I don't know how that could ever happen, and yeah, yeah, and they have electricity and all that stuff, so yet there's so much information out there. I tend to just kind of like block it out because I'd rather have revelation rather than information, and the wisdom to present that revelation, over time. But yeah, I don't know. So we better start taxing space to control. I know, right? Intergalactic carbon expenditures, Depends on what oscillation we're in. For instance, weather in Europe is being dictated by NAO and AO oscillations. They can be positive or negative, hence affect Europe's weather differently. Some same in America. Only the Pacific AO stands in for Arctic oscillation. NAO stands for North Atlantic oscillation. Right? It's odd that during an El Nino, there's not very many hurricanes that hit the continent U.S. Because they were way down. They were predicting them high, they just didn't transpire. This year they're predicting to be quite severe, and because we're leaving El Nino. But what El Nino did is it put up so much water into the atmosphere, not unlike Hunga Tunga Happy Eye. Put a lot of water in the air. I mean, a ton of water. And I think we're feeling some of the effects of that. But if you believe that the water molecules into the atmosphere really, change things, well, it's kind of like you have I think of it maybe like this. Maybe this is how they do it. You got a magnetic line, and you got a magnetic line, right? And then group some water, spaces of water molecules, right? And then it arcs, right? Because water does what? Yeah, it transfers electricity. So if these are positives and these are negatives on these two, or in these sectors, it could be positive here and negative down here. But if the water molecules went up in the atmosphere and allowed for a charge to, come down this line, jump over and go down this line, maybe this area right here is where the storms are happening, and they're always staying there because the magnetic lines don't go until another negative and a positive, mixed with water, moves that charge down here. And then this one, this one disappears, right? And then it just goes down, like electricity does, bzzz, 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 when moisture's up in the air. You can see this happen on electrical lines as well. Maybe that's what's going on. Yep, agreed, bud. On strong westerly winds go over Caribbean, raising wind shear, and it kills hurricanes. That's El Nino, classic El Nino. We had that situation last year. However, this year could be, I know, right? La Nina is supposed to kick up. Yeah, I like your audio sounds. Okay. I don't know that I'm doing the... I can do that, whatever. You know what I mean. It's interesting. Cooling already started just offshore, but long way to go. Yeah. It's just interesting. And we have now a third tornado warning out here underneath this storm. Oh boy. There we go. Rotation here, rotation up here. But anyhow, how about we just look at the solar weather right now? Solar wind right now, 436. Proton density is at 6.4 per cubic meter. Had a couple of C2 flares, nothing to be worried about. Quiet with a chance of flares, they say. The sun has not produced a significant solar flare in more than a week. The best chance for a breakout is 3633, and it's almost toward us. Yeah. It has beta gamma magnetic fields that harbor energy for M-class explosions. There's still a 25% chance for them. And, KP index is 2, maybe 3 right now. We'll see that in just a minute. We'll bounce over here real quick. Yeah, we just had a C2, maybe 2.4. Yeah, KP index is 2 right now. The radiation threshold is fine. Nothing happening really on that front. Today, April 10th, 24. Yeah, my baby's birthday's coming up. Yeah, gotta do something special for her. shoot, 5 more days, I got to order my rock. I wonder where my buddy is. Speaking of my buddy, have y'all heard of the let me see if I have it. No, I don't have it yet. But anyway, here's this one for tonight.
The rabbit hole was created to dive deeper into subjects that needed further examination. Hi, I'm Joe, and my guest and I will take you on a journey of discovery and exploration. We will provide insight and theories regarding the subjects we discuss. Come join us live at joeslicklive.locals.com, or you can join us on Facebook or Twitch or YouTube. Thanks, and look forward to seeing you. And remember, don't get none on you.
Yeah, pretty soon. Yeah, buddy. Let's see here. I just had to throw that in since how it's rabbit hole night tonight. I'll be working too. I gotta go to work here shortly. Gotta put a tub in. Yes, sir. Make some dollars so I can put in a water softener in my house, or a water treatment anyway. Let's see what else. What are we looking at? Today is April 10th, and we have one rock today. It's 96 feet across, and it's traveling at 11.9 kilometers a second, which, well, hell, I wish they just did miles, man, because I'm not a European person. 11.6, about 7.25 miles a second. So multiply that by 60, and then 60 again. 26,000 miles an hour. Yeah, a 90-foot rock traveling 26,000 miles an hour. Pretty fast, baby. Oh my gosh. And its lunar distance is pretty significant. It's 11.8. Well, crap. Well, my brain is not 3. There we go. 384, 401. About 4 million kilometers and 2.8 million miles away. All right. So that's how far that 90-foot rock traveling that speed is from us. And there was another comet that during the eclipse the other day burned up in the sun. Didn't make it. He went right into it. Her birthday's more than a week away, bud. It's just a little bit further down the road, but it is this month. So my aunt's house was right next to one of the major fault lines here, and trees around her yard were always getting hit by lightning. She would call my mom and say another tree got hit every summer, over and over and over. Right? Think of Meteor Crater in Arizona. That 90s rock hit Earth. If that 90-foot rock hit her. I know, right? I don't know how big that, the one that hit Arizona is not the only one that hit. But, yeah. They guesstimate it. Mid-latitude geomatic storm probability is 20%, and high latitudes 15%. There's 25% chance for an M flare and 5% for an X. Oh, the X's are rising again. Watch out. All my exes live in Texas. Right? Anywho, crazy for sure. As we were watching the weather down here, it looks like the warnings have been dissipated. Unless I go like this, I know, go like this. Yeah, they've dissipated. Strong weather, but no tornadoes. That's good. Looking at Cali here, nothing going on here on this one here. Not a lot going on, which is great. Looking at deck right now, Grindavik is still doing its thing. Well, okay then. Grindavik is still doing his thing. Here's Grindavik, and that one little volcano vent. Yeah, it's growing. Yeah. Oh well. Magma's still there. It picked up the other day and kind of everywhere, and then it's slowing down again. I don't know. We'll talk a little bit more about that this evening. Thank you, SoCal 42, still in SoCal. On this day in history, 1972, southern Iran got a 7.1. One of the world's deadliest earthquakes, man. Killed over 5,000 people. It's when they live in mud huts, it's going to happen. Injured 17,000 or 1,700. They don't live in mud huts. Maybe they do. Who knows? 67% of the population of 5,000 were killed, and 80% of the buildings were leveled. Many of the victims were women and children, and men had departed for the fields. Total of 45 villages and hamlets were damaged, and some were leveled. Landslides blocked the roads, hampering rescue work, although numerous aftershocks were reported felt, adding the anxiety, never exceeding 5.1. Vermont. Hey, here's Vermont, 1962. We should look that one up there, Canuck. Vermont had a 4.2 in 1962. We got to see the weather, the solar, and we got to look at all the different factors that we watch to see if there's something happened there. The largest historic earthquake in Vermont, slight damage on Montpelier, also felt in Maine, New Hampshire, and New York, and Massachusetts in 1962. Yeah, crazy, right? Let's go ahead and look at volcano news this morning. Got to get to work here. Ibu volcano, 7,000 over there in Halamarhara. Told you they're both Dacono and Ibu just popping, boom, 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 boom. And that's a 35 to 4,000 foot pop. Today in volcano news, Fuego, Ibu Dacono, Popo, Simiru, Marape, Rick James, Sakurajima, Nevada del Ruiz, and Seven Kaya. Sakurajima's in the news again. All right. Sakurajima popped. Said it exploded. 6,000 feet. Not enough. When it usually does 8 to 10, 6,000 is just, it's a little fart in the wind. Watch out for the chunks. The shards there. Fuego, the 15,000, that's normal, is 12,003 going to 15. Popo, 20,000, that's 17 and 8 going to 20. So that's about the same size as Fuego. Nevada del Ruiz in Colombia, 17 to 21. That's getting there, and it's almost a mile high. Wonder if the weather is affecting that one. Simiru, Indonesia, ongoing discrete emissions. Same thing, about 2,500 foot. Seven Kaya, they're in the armpit of South America to 22. And then Rick James.
I can't do it.
All right, Mom, I got you.
Got it. Hands hurt.
You know what?
What?
There you go. No, just take the thing.
Oh,
I'll throw this away.
okay. Okay, thank you.
My mother-in-law needed some help. I'm happy to help her. Rick James volcano activity is being diminished. You can see where it's been flowing. It's been getting thicker as well. Raise the boundaries, the line, so that it doesn't overflow, because they got to raise it another 30 feet. Yeah, I don't know if they can. AE undersea volcano Mariana Islands alert lower to unassigned. That thing's been on and off for about a year and a half. Adcut volcano up there in the Aleutians, now it's lowered to level green, but they had a pretty good little quake the other day, and well, okay, it leveled it. All right, Semeru, same thing over there in Indonesia, about a 2,000 foot pop. Merapi, then Sumatra, 12,000. I think it's a 9,000 footer. Yeah, 94. Yep. Oh my God! Come on. Yeah, 12,000 here. Fuego, 17. Well, that's a pretty good amount. I think it's probably the weather related there. Usually they go 15s, but when it goes to 17, that's darn near almost a mile high. So that'd be a significant pop in Fuego. But yeah, volcano news and a little bit of history for the earthquakes. Let's look at what's going on from the USGS. Yeah, 5.4 in China, and that's a place that's been hitting already. So there's two quakes, a 5.0 and a 5.4. Just south or just east of Kyrgyzstan. If you remember, wasn't that long ago we had some pretty darn good quakes up here in Kyrgyzstan. Over here in Tajikistan had one as well at 4.0. And turn the terrain back on so you can see where it is. Zing zang. And the Tian Shan Mountains. A lot of something going over there. Don't know what it is. Lake Baikal up here, Lake Balkhash is here in Kyrgyzstan. I don't know which lake out here is the deep one, but there's one that's pretty darn deep. So this popping here, and I think the other one was like right there. Maybe I can see it in a 30-day. I don't think so, but we'll check. Oh, right in the same area. So it's not unusual for that area, right? So, yeah. A couple still banging away. Couple of 5 strong quakes. All right. The 62. All right. Let's see what else we have here. Alaska's, bit doing its thing up here in Alaska. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if we didn't get a pretty significant quake either on this fault or on this one. You can see that they come down the coast, come down the coast, come down the coast. The boundary range, the Cascades, and the coastals. These faults are all bent. You know why? Pacific Ocean banging up against it and shoving it all up there. What was that in 100 million years ago? A bunch of land got pushed up in there. I forget what it's called, but they got something over here. Well, tell me. Rangelia. Yeah, Rangelia was a group of stuff that started down here and it got shoved up here. Silesia, same thing. The new Silesia, well, that's Baja California. It's getting shoved north. I wonder why. Well, because North America is going over the plate boundary, right? And it's getting grinded. So much so that it took off part of Mexico and it's shoving it north. Like the whole West is being shoved north. That's why there's this clockwise rotation up here. Oh, yeah. But anywho, looks like we just have a little banger here in Bolivia, 5-0 in Bolivia. And look at this, northwest to southeast. This is on a flat map now, mind you. It's not to scale or anything. You would be surprised how big the Pacific Ocean is. Yeah, it's half our planet. But to see the map, you got to have it like this, right? Got some bangers down here in Argentina, 4.5 and a 4.5. Then Chile, 4.3 and a 4.6. Got some activity in this region. Interesting in the last 24 hours. Up in the DR, that's where I was watching for something to happen. We just now had a 3.3. Also, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge, 4.8. I thought that was interesting because I was expecting something out this way due to what was happening up here in the Olympic Walla Walla liniment that goes right through Kansas City, out here the Mid-Atlantic, but also south of Madagascar. Bang, 4.8. And that to me is the Texas liniment, or the one between the Texas and the Olympic. I don't know which one that's called, but a lot of activity moving straight down that line. And the Earth is not necessarily round. It's kind of oblong, kind of like distorted. So these lines are, they vary. These magnetic lineaments, what I call them. Kind of agree with you there, bud. I think Svalbard and Jan Mayen may act up before Alaska does. I'm seeing a ton of pressure out here since the Taiwanese quake. Japan has picked up significantly, but also Indonesia. The maritime continent has just been booming for quite a while. PNG's just been getting a turd kicked out of it probably the last 2 or 3 years. And it may just be that's what's going on. It used to be up here in Sumatra, Indonesia. But it's quiet. It ain't quiet over here. In the Triple Junction right here, the Banda Sea, just been booming. Got a couple of volcanoes that are busy right about, let me see here, right here. A couple of volcanoes that are in the news once in a while. I don't know about any others because they're not in the news, A couple of volcanoes up here. I'm sure there's other volcanoes that are activated. Even right here is Simiru. Right here is, the bad boy that everybody afraid of, Krakatoa, right? And Merapi's up in here. It killed 20 people or whatever it was. So those volcanoes are activated. So there's something going on. Can we divine it? Nah, no, because I don't do the divining stuff, divining rods or anything like that. I just ask God, He'll tell me. Yep. Out here, Tonga, 4.5. They call it Fiji, but that's Tonga, man. Look at Tonga right here. Kermitic's down here. Fiji's up here. Why? Anyway, so it's hard to believe a lot of what's coming out of, the AI over there in USGS anymore. It just doesn't always work. So we've got some activity flowing, it appears, from Taiwan. But if you remember, prior to Taiwan, we had some big ones down here in PNG. So if we follow the line, boom, boom, Japan needs it. Or not needs it. Yeah, Japan's on a chopping block. Or Kamchatka. Or Alaska. It's just the way it works. The quakes happen at the weakest spot. Fiji's the weakest spot. Then PNG. Then Philippines, Taiwan, Japan, Kamchatka, Alaska, and then over here on the East Coast. the West Coast. But where is it going to start? Well, if you're looking at the United States, like I have a vested interest because I have a lot of people I love here and care about. UK doesn't get that many earthquakes. It gets smallies. It's not like we don't think of those people over there or in Croatia. Out of here. But interesting. Little Tennessee quake. Little Gladstone, New Jersey still banging away, right? Hey, yeah, it had another earthquake there. I wonder if the New Yorkers are going to go, ape turd again. Oh my God, the world's coming to an end. We felt an earthquake. What the heck? Yeah. Interesting, the Wabash Fault, all the way across. Yeah. You can see that from here. Zooming in. The Wabash, Walker Lane, San Andreas. We don't see anything on the Del Rio or Rio Grande. We don't see anything there. But I don't want St. George to go off because I'm a little closer to him now. Oh, yeah. Up in here, actually, up in here is where I'm at. And that's the end of it, right? Hurricane Fault is down here, but it's all part of the Wabash. And Texas Liniment, Walker Lane, which goes down this way. But look up here. Look how busy it's gotten up in here. It's all volcanic. This whole region's volcanic. My thoughts are always that first we start to see it volcanically activated, then we'll start to see the earthquakes. Because once the pressure gets beyond what the volcanoes can release, yeah. You like it how they co-opted, huh? Well, yeah. UK gets more quakes when East Iceland volcanoes act up. All right, that's interesting. La Paz, Bolivia. Thank you, sister. Calmness is in the house. We've been praying for you and your brother. I pray that your brother's getting better. Calmness. You haven't given us an update, but maybe you don't want to. That's okay. I'm not trying to put you on the spot. But you're in our thoughts and our prayers. Because you're family. Yeah. You got more brothers and more sisters than you know what to do with. Yeah. Well, we did have a quake up here by San Jose, Morgan Hill, 3.0. Down here, Bakersfield, near Bakersfield on it, 2.4. But out there, Cambria had a 1.4. All right. So you can see a little swarm here in this region, a swarm here in this region, and a swarm here in this region. That should tell you something. And a little 1.0 Paula. He's not talking anymore. Is that the brother you sent the picture to me? Or is it another brother? And Mexico has shown that there is some activity down below the border. So I'll look up in Mexico here. And as you can see, there's a few bangers. But then the activity is right here in the subduction zone. Yeah, I'm sure he doesn't want to be there. I do not want to be there. Line of earthquakes on the interior side behind. So Acapulco had the last 7. I think the last 2 sevens actually. Guerrero did. It starts to move up this way. I'm going to get real concerned. Colima volcano is right there. The EPR bouncing around out here for some time. Oh, that was your son? Oh, okay. All right. 55. My heart is with you. My prayers are with you. Yeah. Oh, God, help. Please help. Got another tornado coming in. No warning. Let's see where this one is here. Yeah, a couple you can see right here. Yeah. Let's see what we got out here. There's the warning right there. Looks like it's approaching Alabama border, to Mississippi, Alabama border. And just through, across the bay from, take shelter, please. Van Cleaver and Wage and Hurley, Big Point, Helena, Hickory Hills, Bluesdale. Yeah. I don't know, man. I've been to a few places down here. But hey, be safe, will you please? Yeah. I was gonna say his calmness. Your son looked happy and you were happy. I loved it. I loved the picture. Yeah. Anyway, what else we have? The tremors. Really? Tremors? See if there's any tremors happening. Yep, still up there up in the north, by Tacoma. Primarily, the historical record shows that on this end of the Olympic Peninsula are the larger quakes. There are a few over here, but on this end, most of them happen. The old Silesia, the old, so. Calmness, you're going back to the hospital, right? All right. Be thinking about you all day. Love you, sister. All right. That's pretty much it. Remember rabbit hole tonight, and I don't feel like talking about anything in the political world right now.
Hi, I'm Joe of the Joe Slick Live Show. My interactive live show is on twitch.tv/Joe Slick Live. Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, and occasionally in the evenings at 7. During the live show, I review and talk about reports from government, private, and other reporting agencies and websites regarding celestial and terrestrial phenomena. Topics will include solar flares, sunspots, geomatic storms, and near-Earth asteroids and comets that are being monitored around the world. Included in the report is current events in the last 12 to 24 hours here on Earth, consisting of volcanic, seismic, and weather events. I close the morning report off with what's happening in the local and world news. Thank you, and you can be a part of the morning report by going to twitch.tv/Joe Slick Live. Look forward to seeing you there, and remember, don't get none on you.